Hello YouTube, this is another 5-minute Vampire the Masquerade plots. Let's see what we have today. It's a coterie which is obviously drawn from clan followers of Set, who are going on a adventure with the Cappadocians. And the Tremere, of course. Start. Right. With those three clans, I'm imagining something more scholarly. I think the Tremere were active before the Cappadocians were all dead, so you could fit this in a historical period. So shortly after the Tremere enter the scene, and before the Cappadocians got off it. What could they be investigating? Well, transformations would be the most obvious. How to move things from one state to another state. The Cappadocians would be very interested in moving from dead to undead, to alive, and all around those parameters. The Tremere definitely interested with vampire to non-vampire, or mage to vampire, that kind of stuff. And the Setites would be quite interested in sort of the transfer of corruption, for instance, whether you can move the corruption or the sins of one onto the other, or maybe even more general, whether you can move the urges or the personality traits or the desires from one to another. So this would be a bit more of an intellectual campaign. All the characters would be investigators of some, well, not investigators, researchers of some sort for their clans, coming together in a very uneasy alliance to investigate how to change many things about the vampire condition under one sort of overarching research project. Now, of course, so this project would involve, you could have humans, you could have vampires, they do experiments on them, and they hang on to their humanities, own humanities more or less well. Of course, the thing is going to fall apart, there's going to be hideous betrayals, and kind of the players already know this, because it's kind of set up like that by their respective plans. There's no expectation that this is going to work. So the thing is, can they rise above this, get useful information, and, well, delay or avoid the betrayals there, rise above everybody's expectations, and come back with interesting insights. I sort of play it as reward good roleplay, of course, but reward the characters for coming up with ingenious sort of theories, or ingenious ways of testing theories, or ingenious experiments. And why not extend the meta plot a bit if you feel like it? Offer them some tidbits beyond what's sort of normally known in the world of darkness. Maybe sort of you can do stuff with specters and vampire bodies and mage powers that no one really knew. Might not be something sort of overwhelmingly powerful, but just something a little bit new, little piece of extra knowledge, little sort of trick that they can add to their arsenal before it all goes hideously wrong. You can either sort of play up, for it going wrong, you can play up the sort of Frankenstein aspect, the experiments get out of control, or just the betrayal aspects, their various patrons, either they betray each other, the players betray each other, or their various patrons move in on each other and try and get the information, or steal it from the others and kill off the other clans. Right? That was my 5-minute vampire plot. Thank you for listening.